It's the J Report. I'm Brad Pomerantz. I am glad you are with us. We are going to meet a new friend of mine. You will love meeting him. His name is Bruce Spiegel. And let's just say he's multi-talented. He's involved in a lot of exciting ventures. But I wanted to bring him on to talk about one of his main ventures, and that is jewelry. And I've always been fascinated by the jewelry business because in so many ways it was and continues to be a business of Jewish immigrants. We think about the late 19th, early 20th century, and many Jews who are immigrating from Eastern Europe had been working in the jewelry business in the homeland, in the shtetls or the major cities, and they brought their businesses here. And Bruce's family falls right into that category. And like so many families, it was that business that allowed Bruce's family to immigrate to America from Russia. And then we'll talk about some of Bruce's other ventures. They're a lot of fun, and I appreciate you joining us. So Bruce, I want to talk to you about a relative of yours. His name is Louis Tamas, and I want to get a sense of the important role he played in your family's life, family's history.
Well, back in 1909, it was my great-great-great
I think it's about
he
four
was
times.
way out there uncle.
Right, four times great uncle. I think that's what we figured out.
Who came from Odessa in Russia,
Right.
who was a jeweler with quite a career already, and immigrated to the United States. And it was him that enabled the rest of our family to come, because back in those days, someone needed to be sponsored to immigrate to the United States, right?
And that is an absolutely true statement.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
in fact, Louis did what so many Eastern European Jews did, which was come first and then start sending money and getting papers. And sure enough, he brought two of his nephews. Their names happen to have been Charles and Morris Gold, but I'm bummed.
Yeah, exactly.
And what happened
right.
with the Gold brothers, not the Gold guys, the Gold brothers?
The Gold brothers went into business primarily under the name Charles Gold and Company.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually where my father actually got his first job in the jewelry business.
But Charles and Morris Gold helped your own grandmother, your Bubby, when she came from Eastern Europe.
Right, right. And as a matter of fact, one of the jobs that she had was working in their factory, which used to make those gold mesh purses back in the old days. And
so Rebecca got married,
Right.
had some children. One of those children was a daughter who married your father.
Correct.
And the Gold family took in your father. Mind you, he's the in-law.
Right.
But they took him in,
Yep.
and what happened with your father?
And my dad went to work with them as a salesman on the road, with a suitcase, going door
Literally.
to door. Absolutely. Traveling around the United States and learning the jewelry business from that side, and that started his 25-year career in the business until he started his company, which is
Right.
our company today.
And what's nice about this story is it's common. It really is a common story.
Very
and I
much
say
so.
that with a lot of affection because it was so important to the Jewish immigrant experience that their families take care of each other in order to make the immigrant experience work. I mean, here we are in the 21st century. We don't even realize that, we're really the Jewish experience is a recent immigrant one.
Yeah.
And it was what it was the path that Louis Tamas started and his example that allowed his descendants, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, whatever it may be.
Right.
So your father started Coretta,
Mm-hmm.
which was a wonderful jewelry business in the 70s, and ultimately his son came along.
Right.
What happened?
And back, I guess, about 5-6 years later, after Dad started, we decided to move from the downtown LA where we had started and move to the San Fernando Valley, which we have been at for over 25 years now.
Which in a lot of ways is not only a mecca for jewelry, but also for the Jewish community. I mean, within the San Fernando Valley as we know it, the Jewish population is quite large,
Oh, sure.
Successful, well-integrated part of the fabric of this entire region. And since 1984, you have been running the Jewelry Factory, and with the internet, thejewelryfactory.com.
That is correct, yes.
And
right, yeah.
When we come back, I want to show off some of your work because in a lot of ways it's inspired by Louis Tamas, and it's also inspired by your love of everything that is quintessentially American, which is so quintessentially part of the Jewish American immigrant experience. His name is Bruce Spiegel. I'm Brad Palmer. So we'll be right back on the J Report.